Hello, welcome back. In today's video we are going to be making jollof rice, smoky patty jollof rice. This is a detailed video on how to achieve that smoky patty jollof rice we always look out for in a party, wedding, whatever. So this is a detailed video. So first and foremost, we are going to wash the rice. Now I like to wash my rice with boiling water. I boiled water, wash the rice firstly with cold water, then transfer into the boiling water, turn off the light and let it sit for at least 10 to 15 minutes. After that, I'm going to wash it and then sieve it and leave it in a sieve till I'm ready to use it to cook. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now, washing the rice, letting it sit, and then I'm going to sieve that. So while that is going on, we're going to get to the most important part, which is selecting your pepper and your stew base. Selecting your stew base. I'm going to be using one medium-sized onion. I'm going to be using about 7 medium-sized tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. I'm using about 6 large bell pepper, about 12 long red peppers, and about 10 scotch bonnet peppers. I'm going to blend this into a paste, and also I'm going to be adding ginger and garlic, fresh ginger and garlic as well. I'm going to show you the quantity I'm using. This is very important. This stew base is very important in achieving a smoky patty jollof rice. Okay, so I'm using about 7 balls of garlic, and also I'm going to be using about 4 medium-sized ginger as well. Ginger and garlic is supposed to be very pronounced in your stew base. Okay, so I'm going to add that, blend everything to a very smooth paste, important as well, and then I'm going to cook that paste till the excess water is dried and the stew base is cooked. So as you can see, it's well cooked. I'm just going to set that aside and then go ahead with the rest of the ingredients. So in a pot, I'm adding about 1.5 cups of oil. This patty jollof requires oil. Okay, so if you're fit farm, this is not for you. I'm going to be using this oil to firstly fry my protein. I'm using goat's meat. I'm making peppered goat's meat that will go with this rice. So I'm going to fry my protein and set that aside. Then we're going to continue with the cooking process. Okay, so we're done with frying the meat. I'm going to go ahead and continue. Firstly, I'm going to be adding onions to this oil. I'm using the same oil for the meat to continue with the cooking. I'm adding my freshly chopped onions. I'm going to be adding ginger and garlic powder to release the flavors in the oil. I'm also going to be adding bay leaves at this point, some, not all. I'm going to add some at this point to release the flavor as well. I'm going to be adding dried thyme and curry powder as well, just to release all the flavors in the oil before we go ahead with frying the stew base. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do here. So now I'm going to be using this Gino tomato mix. I'm using 2 sachets of this. I'm going to fry that first because it has this sweet tangy taste. We're going to fry that a bit, cook it before we add our already cooked fresh pepper mix base. So you fry that for a bit, and when it's looking this way, you add the cooked pepper mix we had earlier. We're going to add that in and also fry that. There's a lot of frying involved in this dish, so if your oil is not your friend, please cook it your own way. but to achieve that smokiness, this is the right process to go. So I'm going to be adding more dry thyme, curry powder. This is about a tablespoon each. I'm going to be adding like half a tablespoon of salt as well. I'm going to stir that in, and at this point I'm also going to be adding the rest of the bay leaf that I'm going to be using for this dish. So I'm going to add that in and also stir. So at this point we'll be adding our meat stock. We use goat's meat. You can use any protein you want. We use goat's meat. So we've added our meat stock. I'm going to add more water to get more stew base, to make the stew base, or to loosen up the stew base. That's what I'm trying to say. To loosen it up a bit before we go ahead with cooking. We're going to let that cook for a while. Okay, it's well cooked now. We're going to be adding the washed rice immediately. Add that, stir in, add more water just to get enough water that will cook. We didn't parboil this rice, so we'll need enough water to be able to cook it and get a properly cooked rice. So once we start the slow cooking process, we're not going to be adding more water. So this is the point where you add all the water you need to add. Okay, so I added about a 1.5 cup of water earlier. I'm going to add another 1.5 cup of water now, which makes it 3 cups of water that I used for this dish. Okay, so add that in, stir, taste for seasoning and adjust seasoning. I'm just going to be adding about 2 cubes of Knorr cube here. Stir that in, cover, and let it slow cook. I'm going to reduce the heat to the lowest, then cover with a tin foil, cover tightly with a tin foil, and let it slow cook. I'm going to cook it firstly for 45 minutes on a very low heat, and then come back and check how the rice is cooking. If we are done, we can now add the rest of the ingredients we are going to use. So at this point, it's 45 minutes already. I'm going to check on my rice. Carefully. Now as you can see, we still have some water in the rice. So this is a trick my mom taught me. Instead of stirring at this point, you just use your stick, your cooking stick, to raise the rice so that the rest of the water afloat will go down and continue proper cooking. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Just raise it on different sides, raise the rice a little bit, and then cover. No stirring at this point. Cover again with your tin foil so that the heat can complete cooking the rice, or completely cook the rice, sorry. So just cover the pot and let it cook for another 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so at this point our rice is well cooked and soft, so it's almost ready. So this is the point we're going to stir it a little so that the smoky part, we're going to allow this rice to actually burn. Okay, so some people would like to use in a pot that is not a non-stick, that's a regular pot, but at for this recipe I use a non-stick pot. So what I'm going to do is to try and stir it so I don't mix the burnt part with the unburnt part, but the smokiness is still going to go into the rice. So I'm adding my freshly sliced tomatoes, onions, and I'm also going to be adding a little bit of unsalted butter to this too, for that last loosening of the rice. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying anyway. So I just added all that, covered the pot, let that cook for another 5 minutes, and our rice is ready. So just stir in and you're ready to eat your smoky patty jollof. See the aroma coming from my kitchen right now. I'm sure my neighbors are so jealous. So here you have it, your smoky patty jollof rice ready to be served with whatever coleslaw, plantain, whatever protein of choice. Okay, so yeah, this is my recipe. This is how I cook my smoky patty jollof rice, and please try this recipe. Let me know if it comes out great. Let me know what you think about it. So I paired mine with plantain and goat meat. Please leave a thumbs up for me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Love you.